Alright, question 2. What is the sum of 1 plus 5 plus 9 plus 13 plus... Let me just fix this, alright. Plus the numbers, still not working. Alright, there we go. This means the pattern actually continues. Then we have 33, 37, 41 and 45. Let's write out the whole problem first. Sorry, let's write out the whole pattern. For 1 to 5. For 1 to 5, to get that, we plus 4, correct? Now plus 9. From 5 to 9, we add 4 as well. Okay? From 9 to 13, we add 4 as well. So as you can see, all the patterning that's happening is we're just adding 4. Okay? If I can undo that. If you want to undo something, you hold Control and Z. So CTRL, the button on the keyboard, plus Z, okay, or Z. Alright. So 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 4 is 9, plus 4 is 13, plus 4 is 17, plus 4 is 21, plus 4 is 25, plus 4 is 29, plus 4 is 33, and then the pattern continues. All the way to 45. So this is the question. What is the sum of? So in other words, we need to add all of these numbers. Okay? You could add this one by one, but there is actually a quick way, which I'm going to show you right now. Let's add the first digit and the last digit. Okay? And I might do this in red. One plus 45 is 46. Okay? Now look at the pattern that we're about to see. Let's add now this number and this number over here. What's 5 plus 41? It's actually 46. Okay, let's try this one. 9 plus 37. That's also 46. And if we continue, 13 plus 33. That's 46. 17 plus 29 was a bit squashy. 46. And we can do this one here. 21 plus 25 is also 46. So in other words, when we get the first number here from the left side and the last number from the right side, and we get inwards, okay, in other words, we're going like this all the way to the inside, those two numbers add up to 46. Okay? Now we need two numbers to add up to 46. So we call that a pair. Okay? For example, a pair of shoes, that's 2 shoes. Now let's look at how many pairs we have. We have 1 pair, 2 pairs, 3 pairs, 4 pairs, 5 pairs, 6 pairs, which add up to 46. So this is how we can find the answer much quickly. We can find the sum by multiplying 46 by 6. Okay, and this will actually be quicker than adding the numbers one by one. Okay, now we can break this up. We can break this up into tens and ones. And this comes in really handy when you're solving these types of problems. There are 4 tens, right? So we can write this as 40. So 40 times 6. And we put a plus sign here. Okay? Now how many ones there are? How many ones are there? There are 6 ones. So we can write this as 6 times 6. And I put the brackets so I don't get confused. Okay? So let's do the brackets on the inside first, and then we'll add them up. If you know that 4 times 6 is 24, obviously 40 times 6 is 240. Okay? Right, plus, now 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Alright, and since you have 240, okay, and there's no ones, there's only tens, this makes it easier for us to add. Okay, let's ignore the ones for now. 240 plus 30. Actually, let me break it up so you don't get confused at what I'm doing. Basically, what I did was I break this up inside my head. Let me circle this for you to make it easier for me to solve. Okay. So 240 plus 30 is 270. But 270 plus 6 is 276. Okay. So let's answer the question as a full sentence. Alrighty here. Therefore, these three dots mean therefore, and we can use that in maths. Therefore, the sum of 1 plus 5 plus 9 plus 13, we don't have to write the whole of the number pattern in this case, okay? We can just copy what the question has. 33 plus 37 plus 41 plus 45 is 276. Alright, so I'm going to guess that most of you would have added it one by one, but hopefully this will help you out. Okay, so when you see these types of questions in the future, you know that you can look for patterns. Okay, and a pattern is something that repeats itself. So in this case, we had 6 pairs of numbers that added up to 46. So that's why we could times it. That's why we could times 46 by 6. Alright, here's the problem for the next lesson. It's a fairly hard one, but you know, this is year 6, so welcome to year 6. If I can somehow, let me think. Will that work? Alright, let's leave it like this. I'll zoom in a bit. Okay, alright, there we go. Let me give you a little help with this one. It says James, Edward, Ravi, and Osman like to collect trading cards as a hobby. Okay, so it says they record the number of trading cards they collect in the table shown below from the okay. Then it says from the pattern, so you need to do 2 things since there are 2 parts to this question. How many trading cards would each of them have by the 10th week? You have Edward, Ravi, James, and Osman. This is how much Edward collects in week 1. And then this is how much he has in week 2, week 3, and week 4. Look for the pattern, okay? Now the question is asking you how much each of them would have by the 10th week. And then B, which boy collected the most number of trading cards? A good idea would actually be to draw your working out as a table similar to this. Okay? Have a think about the question. This one's, now that I think about it, this one seems more straightforward. In other words, this one seems like there's no trick to it. You just follow the pattern. If you draw it out, you'll be able to find the answer, okay? Keep working hard, guys, and catch you soon.